patient with me. I love you guys loads. It can't remain TikTok. How I want to do this TikTok, cause I won't collect money gone. So I have to do TikTok. So let me start Instagram. So we're live everywhere except TikTok. So TikTok I could just go live. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, so I'm going live on TikTok too. How are you guys doing? Hey, calm down. Live. So Instagram. Hey, one day I go understand this TikTok. Chi Obama, how are you doing? No, I'm trying to sort out TikTok. No. Okay. Sorry. Ah, TikTok. You don't turn me to robots now. Ha, madam. So Instagram. Hey, Uncle Instagram. Okay, so guys, just be patient with me. Facebook people have been patient for a minute. Yeah. All right, so I think I'm good. Also on TikTok. Yeah. Okay, so sorry, I was just trying to get TikTok to in the building. So we're live everywhere. So I want to talk about. All right. Can you guys see me loud and clear? I want you to be seeing my face today. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So I want to talk. Can you guys hear me clearly? Can you guys hear me clearly? Facebook, will they hear me clearly? Instagram, can you guys see me clearly? Can you hear me? Babe, log on and see if you can hear me. All right, so today is going to be a bit motivational and a little bit, I'm always controversial. Uh, Jason Hawkwood, that's our brother John, said Davido can never be wrong in my eyes. You know, John, David or not, you know what my views on this particular government have always been. I am not an APC supporter. I have always been a Showore supporter. But As somebody who is mature enough to understand the nitty-gritty of Nigerian politics, I will tell you something. The day I was driving my mother-in-law from the hospital and we saw Tinubu's first poster, I told my mother-in-law, I said, that's your new president. This was 2021 when he first declared his intention. Because I am not, my IQ is very high. I sit down, I look at everybody, and I say that this guy understands the game of politics. I use the word game because they're all players. They're all players. Does not mean I support him, but I knew he was going to win. Let me tell you, I chopped 2 ram. My wife, they here, she go tell you. I chopped 2 ram on top President Tinubu. I don't talk this thing before many times. My first ram, now me and my neighbors, we bet. Let me tell you what I tell them. I say, if Tinubu lose the election, say I go buy them one ram. My 2 rams to their 1 ram. If he win, they go buy me a ram. I chop that first ram. While we're eating the first ram, they now say, Dad, I should not worry. Now win election. Say they not go swear ram in. I say another ram. They put the second ram. I chop the second ram. My wife did here, she go tell you. Abi baby, I lie. Ram meji 2 ram bako. Because I understand politics. Femi say, Pastor, they bet. Baba, when it comes to, I know they bet normally. I say no to gambling. But you see, it reach stage where if I want to talk, they go take me a shut up. If I want to talk, they will say, okay. I say, okay. They not they allow me talk. My neighbors, once you want to talk, say, look at them, he can never win. They will win the election. I supported Shore. I went to vote for Shore, but I knew who the winner was. Latile. Anybody where they follow me, where they close to me. You see, there are people that I will talk on social media. I know that they will start to ginger. I no go talk where they did. I no like wahala. But my thoughts are inside my heart. And those people who are close enough to me, those people who were close enough to me then, knew what my thoughts were. John said President Tinubu is a complete failure. I totally disagree with that. What Tinubu has done, I doubt if Obi could have done it. Femi Aderogba is a political analyst. Femi Aderogba will tell you clearly that only Atiku could have done it, and I still disagree with Femi Aderogba. But Femi Aderogba right here knows that the only 2 people that could have done it are Atiku. The only 2 people that could have done it. I want make you see my eye well. I don't want those ones who know. I want us to connect. The only 2 people that, and go and tell Obi that if he wants to have a chance at 2027, he should go and deputize either Showore or Atiku. Alone he cannot do it. Shemo chop another ram. Shemo put a ram. He dey hungry me to chop ram 2027. Femi Aderogba, this thing where they talk, I lie. The only, now, Atiku cannot win without Obi. So Obi needs an Atiku. But you see, he get one thing when me and Bongoli, they talk that year. A vote for Obi is a losing vote. Because a vote for Obi is a vote against Atiku and a vote for Tinubu. We will understand politics. I wish say Bongoli they here. I wish say Bongoli they here. This thing where they talk now, Bongoli fit understand them. A vote for Obi. When people they ginger, they vote, we they laugh. We they laugh. A vote for Obi was a vote against Atiku and a vote for Tinubu. So those people that thought Obi was Tinubu's competition were joking around. Obi was Atiku's competition. That's why Atiku supporters, if they see Obi, because they know, say, let me tell you, if Obi at a point had gone under Tinubu, had gone under Atiku, they would have won the election. John said Tinubu might not be president beyond 2027. It might not be Obi. My own that I want to bet is that Obi will not be president in 2027. I'm not sure if Tinubu will continue to be. At this stage, it's too early to look at the parameters because there is the possibility of an Obi going under Atiku, and that will be dangerous. That will be dangerous. But me, I know that will be one-on-one. Cannot win election. It's not yet his time. I voted for my conscience. I vote. You see, let me tell you something. It's like I go to election. My younger sister is competing. I know that I love my younger sister, but I know she cannot win. So I vote for her out of love. Out of all of them, Showore is the only person that I call and talk to regularly, is my guy. And I understand, but I know he's not ready. Not because he doesn't have what it takes, but because the people are not ready for conscience. So look at Darlington. I'm a proponent of Emilio. You know, in this Nigeria, if people want you to call this my face cap, if they want you to call it a cap, if you say it is a hat, they will quarrel with you. As long as you don't say what they want to say. John said it will not be Showore, it will not be Atiku, it will not be Obi. Then I don't know who it will be. Let me tell you, the only person that stands a chance 2027 against Ashiwaju is Atiku. And what will give Atiku that chance is Obi. I will still vote for Showore because I will go and vote for a youth. I remember one person wrote Tasteboard a letter. Say your husband is against you. Tasteboard responded to him. Said my husband is the only person that voted for a youth. Is Obi a youth? Obi is 60 years old, 60 something years old. Now be youth. Now only Showore is the youngest. So Obi is the youth. You see, you need to understand how Nigerian is like malaria. When malaria comes, it comes with headache, it comes with fever. Let me tell you why Nigeria will always be Nigeria. And I keep warning you people. That guy will come out Bola begin the peace for side of road. Until he stops to peace on the side of road, you can never have a conscience election in this country. Until that person that double crosses you and enters your front stops to do that. Because guess what? These are the people that will work against you on election day. You cannot be an Agbero from Monday to Friday. Then on Saturday you go and vote and then you become a born-again Christian. Now that Agbero, you go use votes. And until Nigeria is ready on a cellular level, in every single atom in your body, if you break it down to your neutrinos, and you break it down to find your strings in all your atoms, until those strings align with conscience, and Obi can only dream of victory. You think the people in INEC are still the same people. The Agberos are still the same Agberos. You where they bench to take market real estate, you are going to be you are not changing. So you want a system to change while you remain the same. Any day people like Obi are ready to win election, now me go come out and tell you say this next election now Obi. But as long as Nigeria continues the way it is, my love, don't be angry. As long as Nigeria, John said, have we forgot to still have a military? That's a fantastic point you have there. I've always known you to be brilliant, John. And you have just excelled in your brilliance. But I'm not going to talk about that because I don't pray for that. Someone said 2027. I can Chema will put money. Obino go near Ram. 2027, if there's anything I can tell you, is Obi is not in the game. Unless he merges with Atiku, then there's a problem. An Obi Atiku ticket is a problem. But it will be a temporary win for Obi and a major loss, because when Obi gets into that place and Atiku runs the government and does what they did to wait till be name Pastor Buhari boy, when Atiku does it to him, people no go like him again. So it is a temporary. If Obi teams up with Atiku, they will have a temporary win. Obi will think that that's how we get. It's the beginning of the end. But that's what can give him a win. On his own, he can't do it. Now, you need to understand that a lot of businessmen have invested in this regime. A lot of these businessmen have invested in this regime. And they will want to see their investment reach the end. So, when you look at something, I'm a realist, and I love Femi Aderogba for that. I'm a realist. I can sit down here and tell you what you want to hear. But ever since you met me, have I ever told you what you want to hear before? Have I ever told you what you want to hear? I will tell you what I want to tell you. I may be wrong. Hardly ever. But at that thing you want to hear, you will go and talk to the mirror. No be Daddy Freeze go tell you. So I want us to come back to David, because that's what brought me here. David and chief priest. One of the people I respect most in Nigeria today is chief priest. And I know just know. Chief priest, I go talk. Make I just first talk David matter first. Let us celebrate David. David went to meet the president of Nigeria, to have a meeting with the president of Nigeria, not as an Adeleke. He didn't go there on his father's merit. He went there on his own merit. This thing where they talk will annoy you. How many billionaires' children on the level of Adeleke can go and meet President Tinubu on their merit, not their father's merit? Let's talk. Mention the person. In Nigeria today, forget about whether Davido supports Tinubu or not. That's out of the question. Let us talk as Davido. How many billionaires' children today can go and visit President Tinubu on their own merit? If Dangote's child goes to visit Tinubu, he goes there as Dangote's child. If Adenuga's child goes to see Tinubu, he goes there as Adenuga's child. If David Adeleke goes to see Tinubu, he does not go as David Adeleke, he goes as David O. David O. You need to understand the power in that. Let me break it down to you a little bit more, just in case your brains are on public holiday. Do you know it is easier? You know why I expand my face today? I want to make all of you see me. It is easier for a nobody to become a somebody than for a somebody's child to become a somebody. I'll repeat that again just in case you missed it. It is easier for a nobody to become a somebody than for a somebody's child to become a somebody. Let me break this down to you. When you look at people like Adenuga, Dangote, you look at Buhari, Babangida, Abacha, you look at all those people. If you look at the people ruling Nigeria today, many of them are nobodies that became somebody. No matter how much the parent steals, no matter what Harvard or Cambridge or Oxford they send their children to, the characteristics of becoming a when I say a somebody, I don't mean your father that's worked and retired. A somebody is either a billionaire, a somebody that changes the way Nigeria is. Chinua Achebe was not a billionaire. When you come to the Free Nation, I give you 4 books to read. Animal Farm, Watership Down, and 2 of Chinua Achebe's books. They will change your mind and how you perceive things forever. You can't read Bible. I will not allow you to read. What do you know that they wrote inside Bible? You are reading Bible. Go and read Things Fall Apart. Go and read Arrow of God. So when I say you are somebody, you are somebody that you either have the money to change a nation, or you have a peculiar gift, or you have both. That's a somebody. I'm sorry, there is no billionaire's child in Nigeria today that is a somebody. Except Davido. There is no billionaire's child. You know what a somebody is? Femi Otedola is a somebody. You know what a somebody is? Tinubu is a somebody. You know what a somebody is? Peter Obi is a somebody. Atiku is a somebody. Natasha is a somebody. Are you getting the picture? Chinua Achebe is a somebody. Sonny Ade is a somebody. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is a somebody. Chimamanda Adichie is a somebody. Mention one billionaire's child or one past president's child that is a somebody.
Breaking out of the family business to do their own thing and they recognize.
All these people you are mentioning, you know you are talking nonsense. One person that is a somebody. Bill Gates' father was the biggest lawyer back where Bill Gates was going. Showore is a somebody. He's a somebody. Femi Falana is a somebody. I like as you put laugh beside that name where you put laugh. Dr. Okonjo-Iweala's son is a somebody. I think I'm communicating. George Bush is a somebody. Donald Trump is a somebody. And Donald Trump's father was wealthy, but he's still a somebody. Obama's children, nobody. Obama is a somebody. Michelle is a somebody. Their children, nobody. Files is on his way to becoming a somebody. He's close, not there yet, but he's on his way. Somebody say we are all somebody. Yeah, we're all billionaires in the spirit. Next. Daddy Freeze is a somebody. Daddy Freeze single-handedly changed the trajectory of religion in Africa. If you're not going to give me the credit, I will give myself. Where religion is today, the way that they dragged you, now me lay the foundation. Now me lay the foundation of mental freedom for Africans. So yes, I'm a somebody. And if I'm not remembered now, don't worry, I will be remembered. I'm a somebody who took on the most dangerous battle of all. I paid for it dearly. Mr. Easy is doing well. Femi Aderoba said either by money or by legacy or by any sort of clout. Anything you can bring to the table that gives you national relevance. Anything you bring to the table that gives you national relevance by yourself. I'll tell you the story of Bernard Arnault, the LVMH chairman, Louis Vuitton. He raised his children so well. That person you mentioned is a somebody. Obidi Mad Dest. That person you mentioned is a somebody. Tunde Ednut is a somebody. Akpi is a nobody. You can be famous. Seun Kuti is a somebody. You can be famous. Look at him. Instead of apologizing, he's comparing himself with people in the north. And people are clapping for him. You deserve whatever you have in this country. Anything you see for this country where you deserve it. You deserve it. Akbiko. Nnamdi Kanu is a somebody. Aleno Yema is a somebody. Obi Kubana is a somebody. Chief Priest is a somebody. Allen Onyema is a somebody. You know what that man has achieved. Pastor Toby is a somebody. Chowore, you know, no need to argue. Chowore is a somebody. What am I saying with this? I want us to come back a little bit. Mr. Macaroni. Osimhen. Victor Osimhen. That's a somebody. Tony Elumelu. Cosmos Maduka. If you type the name where they make sense, I go to answer you. Wizkid, Burna Boy. They are all somebodies. So I want us to go in a little bit deeper. I want us to talk about David. Do you understand what it means to go and see a president in Nigeria, a president who is in office on your own merit as Davido? Davido has shown us. Davido has shown us that it is possible to break the billionaire child's status. Let me tell you how hard it is to be a billionaire's child. You will always live in the shadow of your father or mother, whichever of them is the billionaire. Or if it was a grandfather or is a billionaire family, you can never break out of it. Which course you want to go read for school? Because you see, you will go to school, no matter how brilliant you are, there will always be people better than you. That person that is better than you, that person that did better than you in school, everybody will look up to her and say, now this one sabi the book pass. They go look you saying you get money, you show up to school in a Ferrari, you wear the LV. But you see, at the end of the day, Ferrari, everybody fit buy Ferrari. But not everybody can be the best graduating student. So unless you go to that school and become the best graduating student, you will just be an average somebody, which is a nobody. I don't know if I'm calculating it for you. A billionaire's child is very easy to. Every day I thank God for not being a billionaire's child. I thank God every day. You don't understand. Okay, they have private jets. I thank God at least a few times in my life, myself, I don't enter private jet, sit down. Even if no be my papa get on, but I entered it on my merit. How many of them, if their papa not get private jet, if they were in my shoes, how many of them will ever enter private jet? They entered it on their father's merit. You dey drive your papa car, you say you dey drive motor. The day where you go buy your own, now be say you drive motor. I can never be jealous of a billionaire's child. We did not start from the same level. Imagine two people, one jumping from the ground, the other one jumping from the 17th floor. No way the guy on the ground can ever jump and catch that one. That one don't already give you gap. Gap here, ball. But you see, the problem with that gap is because somebody else paid for it, your efforts, no matter how much, will always be nothing. Wetin you want do, say you be Adenuga picking, wetin you want do, we go pass wetin Adenuga don't do. Even if you carry the company from D to Y, as long as no be you build down from 0 to D. And that is where we need to celebrate David. Instead of us looking at it and saying, how many of you on your merit can visit a president? On your merit. How many of you will go to presidential villa and the president will say, let them let you in? Whether you like him as a president, whether you believe he's working or not, how many of you? I'm asking. There is a ladder for you already. You are climbing a ladder. You are not, you see, there are some people that they got to where they needed to climb. There was no wood. They had to go and look for wood. When they found wood, there was no nail. When they found nail, there was no saw. Now them got to go look for wood, nail, saw, come make ladder. By the time you don't they gather nail, wood, saw together, billionaire picking don't climb ladder go. Now, I want to talk about chief priest. Unlike David, chief priest did not come from wealth. Think about it. Remember those days in secondary school? The rich kids always coagulated. In my secondary school, all the rich kids coagulated. Babe, I don't know whether it happened in your own secondary school too. The rich kids, because now them they understand their things. Those days now Nike Air Jordan, I be John Mike Air Jordans that they wear. I no get so how I want to take no who do Air Jordan. She na Nike, I be na Reebok. So Because because they travel together. Baba, when there's common thing to talk about, they move together. They move together. Now them get satellite for house. So you know if you talk waiting there, they talk because you know they watch satellite with them. There was a boy in my secondary school that traveled every Friday. They will take him because his father was a director in British Airways. They will take him to the airport. He will go to London for the weekend. And on Monday, he will come back. He was going weekend for like 4 months. Papa say make he go the visiting family. So Friday like this, car go don't pick up, drive and go airport. He will go land with the evening flight. Last flight on Sunday is back in town. I think he had some medical something that he had to be checking abroad. Every weekend they go London, come back. In a month, if you go 3 times, 4 times. Papa, somebody say language barrier. The language is not Igbo or Hausa or Yoruba. The language is you will not understand what they are saying. You will never go London before. One day I just did under one tree, fruit tree for my school. 9 boys just show. Ah, Papa, how far? Topic just turned to London Carnival. Papa, I don't like that carnival. It did too rowdy. Now another person answer say, is that why we're knocking on your house that day? We're calling you, we're not answering us. He said, Baba, which I want answer you say make we go carnival. No one go carnival. Which I want talk inside. Please advise me. Which I want talk inside. I just stand there, they look them. This one they talk, say, Baba, say, they like travel when carnival day because carnival go just is stressful, they go block the whole road. Which I know say that they do for carnival. And Google no day to say Google, they have to quickly go Google, say London Carnival. Or make I go forum, carnival forum, say, please, what happens during a carnival? I just did look all of them. I just did look all of them. All of them just their mouth, they sharp, they yap themselves. Then one guy they pass. That one a Efiko, but na rich family. Now all those dullards. We the dull setting, but na rich man picking. They pass. They come point them, say, see this guy, we see him for carnival, we just avoid them, we make come carry problem, come give us. That one come overhear them. So if we, so he's try, saw you people. I knew you people avoided me. Wait, I want talk inside. Plus the person with they avoid. Plus the people with it. While I was standing under the tree, one girl called Viv came to meet one boy called Tunde. I said, Tunde, where's my cassette? That time, that cassette we they listen to a CD, early stage CD. So they say, shit, I forgot it at home. I will give it to you tomorrow. They say, how can you give it to me tomorrow? From school as it was last day of term. As we close, I'm traveling. They are coming with my luggage. So I'm not going to see you at home. And they said, I will give it to you in London. Oh, okay. When are you coming next week? So we'll meet I'll be staying at the. I just sit down, they look them, say they will go to London to give you CD. Well, please, my papa no get CD player for house. Let alone go London, go give person CD player. So you need to understand that by default, as we're growing, pop my money gun if you're watching on TikTok. Super chat, super stickers, and super likes if you're enjoying me on YouTube. If you're watching me on Instagram, go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. Click on today's video, bottom left-hand corner, you see how to buy my stars. Somebody say, Daddy Freeze, they talk about London Carnival, Papa, they talk about a Egungun Carnival for Ibadan. Now, Ololu, I know. For Harimo, where they stay, now Ololu, we they see. But I'm going somewhere with this point. So all these children, I want to tell you something here. If David and Chief Priest went to the same secondary school, do you think they will coagulate? There's no level ground. But you know what Chief Priest did? He took nail, he took hammer, he took wood, and he built his own ladder to catch up with David. Today, Davido and Chief Priest are inseparable. Thank you, Ugu Amafelu. Amefule. Ugu Amefule is always supporting me on YouTube. Chief Priest. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ugo. God bless you. Ugo, that question where you ask, I go gist you. They are bodies, they are brothers. Dr. Ned. He built Chief Priest from nothing. David from something. Built a ladder to success. Chief Priest from nothing. Built a ladder and met David. Chief Priest went to meet Tinubu and knelt down to greet Tinubu. People they yap am. He's a businessman, an intelligent businessman, a cerebral. Have you ever sat down with Chief Priest before? He's a cerebral businessman. There was a day me and Dr. Ned sat down, and Dr. Ned they give me some gist about Cubana Chief Priest and in entrepreneurship moves. Baba Fear catch me. Fear catch me. You see, you want the youth to be in power, but you want the youth to be in power by carrying placard. It can never work. Because until you get into power, you can never understand. If you sit at home, you can't understand what it takes to run a nation. Now, when you go there, make you see the bureaucratic bottlenecks, make you see the political bottlenecks, make you see the Western world. Do you realize that the Western world will come and say, take this thing, sign here. If you don't sign, we will not approve this for you. Do you know there are so many things your president is doing? There are so many things your president is doing that he is compelled, the way a vampire will compel you to do them. Because if he doesn't do them, he will not get Western world support. You have no idea. You see, the problem is your mind has never matured to understand the magnanimity of government. Somebody said, what about Dubai? Any fool who loves his people with the amount of resources Dubai has compared to its population, please carry your Google. Type Dubai population. Type it. Dubai population. Dubai has 3 million people. There are more people in Ibadan than the whole Dubai. And they have more oil than Nigeria. Any fool, any half-wit that just loves his people with that amount of money, all you need is to love your people. You don't need to think more. Just hire who will think for you. You see, I'm not supporting Davido or Chief Priest endorsing APC. Or, the UAE has a population of 24 million people. What is that? That's 10% of Nigeria's population. That is 10% of Nigeria's population, John. Someone said Tinubu asked for the job, so no excuses. Oh, yes, we must hold him accountable for the job. But are you even ready to let him work? Now, you need to understand that it is easier to be Ibrahim Traore than to be Tinubu. Ibrahim Traore does not need to please anybody except the people. Because he was not elected. He did not come in there as a politician. A politician has a lot of people to please. Once you understand the chessboard of politics, because you don't want the Western world to create an asymmetry in your regime with their propaganda. They will just look at what they did to what's his name, Gaddafi. They could just give you, could just give you imbalance. Your regime no go just plumb. You see this thing where they talk. Una go argue am, but you know, say when you see her for front, I hope say you remember that I told you. You don't understand what it. You see, this thing with Tinubu they do. If I should score him, I will score him 4/10. I can guarantee that Obi cannot do 2/10. Maybe Atiku will do 3/10. Obi cannot do 1/10. I'm not Tinubu did not pass. I'm not saying he passed though. Now 4/10. Pass mark now 5/10. You know pass, he still fail. He still fail. But I can tell you, say that 4 way gather, Obi no fi gather am. Obi no go fi gather am. I know what they talk. Showore would have, but Showore does not have. He does not have the equipment to get there. Showore has the heart. He has the Traore heart. But he does not have the apparatus, as my Igbo brothers and sisters will say. Showore does not have the apparatus to get there. And he will still suffer the same thing Obi will suffer. The only people that cannot suffer it are Atiku and Tinubu. Baba, you will meet political bottlenecks. Make Jonathan tell you. You will meet political bottlenecks that only an Atiku or a Tinubu can communicate with. Let's remember that Peter Obi is not coming into power as a military coup. He's coming into power as an elected. Now people they there. So is it that he comes in and does what he did in Anambra for 1 term, and they remove him, and Anambra continues to decline? He will come. Maybe Anambra is like this. Anambra will go up. When he leaves, Anambra will go below where it was before he came. There is an apparatus, a political apparatus needed to do what Tinubu did in Lagos. And sadly, Obi and Showore don't have it. That political apparatus. They might have ideas. They might have people who respect them. They might have people who are loyal to them. But in Nigeria, as long as that man on the road still stand for road. You see, the only people that could have fixed Nigeria are the people that destroyed it. Ibrahim, Muhammadu Buhari, And Babatunde Idiagbo, they were the only people who could have fixed Nigeria. This thing I'm telling you, you people need to understand me. There are only two people that could have fixed Nigeria, and that is Muhammadu Buhari and Tunde Idiagbo. Because Nigeria does not need food, Nigeria needs focus. If they had gotten it right, Buhari and Idiagbo, because they got there, they had the apparatus. You see, when you come into office as a military dictator, you don't need a political apparatus. But you see, the lack of political apparatus is what now removed them. So when Babangida came in, he came in with a political apparatus. And same thing with Abacha. Now there's a problem with political apparatus. It is an idol that must be worshipped with blood. A political apparatus is an idol, a shrine. I know it's apparatus, but it's the apparatus. That apparatus, they always sweet me. It is a shrine that must be worshipped with BLOOD. O man gbeje kò ní gbepo. E no go collect palm oil. Òrìṣà tó ń béèrè ẹ̀jẹ̀ kò ní gbepo. He will not collect palm oil. I grew up during Idiagbo's regime. Babatunde Idiagbo, may his soul rest in peace. A statue of him should be made in every state. But what we deliver Nigeria does not want. And me personally follow why I don't like MKO Abiola. Because according to what we heard as children, MKO Abiola follow Komot Idiagbo. And that Idiagbo when he Komot, he paid for it in the future. About Damisiwaju, Atele Tutu. This thing where they talk to you, we be like Awada, we be like Oreri. I am giving you the history of this country politically in a comic form or a twisted way so that you will understand it. Discipline, which is Nigeria's fundamental problem. Fundamental problem was what Idiagbo came to save us from. They used to flog people whose houses were dirty. They used to flog people to stand in a queue to enter bus. You drop paper from bus. One guy, they drive 504, banker, fine guy, rich man. He did drive in 504 that year, 504 SR. Bad ride. Now so he drink yogurt, finish it through the for money. Afternoon when we pass, we close from school, we still stay and they do a frog jump. He do frog jump from 8 a.m. I say not by the grace of God. We dey go school for morning, then we see say they catch him. So wait till he do. He throw away lollipop, yogurt, fine yogurt. He drink and finish, squeeze him, throw away the papers, he wind down window, throw away him. We close school 1 o'clock. They go house. He still did that, they do frog jump. When he do the frog jump, they say me rest. He do frog jump from morning till night. After a while, they'll give him water. When you drink water, they say, is he ready again? He will do another 10 minutes. He dey cry like small pikin. For in life, he no go throw away paper for floor again. If he still dey alive till today. Baba, everybody head reset. People wey dey carry cocoa, one of Nigeria's biggest problem now na substance. People wey dey carry cocoa, I remember the first 3, wọ́n dájọ́ kú fún wọn. They say they go buy. Wọ́n gbé wọn lọ bar beach, wọ́n so wọn mọ́ Goro Dome. They carry them go bar beach, they tie them to dome, abi drum. Kick am. Eke, kick him. They give them groundnut chop. Buhari and Idiagbon brought the buy penalty back and they enforced it. One top businessman, I'll not mention it, was bringing in a load of contraband like he does every month. Idiagbon seized him for port. By the time they released it to him, everything had gone bad. Those ones don't know anybody. They don't know your papa. Oh. They don't know who you be. Idiagbon was a vice president that was not like Oshibajo. Our vice president, Guri podium, Mama preach sermon. Idiagbon did not come to the presidency to preach a sermon. Come there, they shine teeth, they greet people. We paid for Idiagbon dearly. He was removed. Buhari was placed on house arrest. Buhari is on his own. He showed us how capable he was. Turned the whole country to a cattle ranch. But you see that combination of Idiagbon and Buhari, you can't get it politically. You can only get it in a military way. But the problem is, if you do not have the political apparatus, it cannot last. It cannot last. And if you look at Idiagbon and Buhari, they had the best plan for Nigeria. They wanted to cure Nigeria's foundation problem. But they could not do it. Now, when Babangida came in, he knew how he talked to the judges. He knew how he talked to the politicians. He knew how he talked to the military. He knew Babangida managed the country. He called himself the Maradona. He had the apparatus. But you see, the apparatus is an idol. Òrìṣà tó máa gbẹ̀jẹ̀ ò ní gbépo. So he had to, you see, if he didn't have that apparatus, he would not have lasted. What made him last as long as he lasted was being able to play the checkers and chess with the political class. When Abacha came in, Abacha had less of the political apparatus. He had a bit of it. More of the military might. But by then, Nigeria don't spoil. Nigeria don't spoil. Obasanjo came in. Abdul Salami came in after Obasanjo. Did nothing, but he was crowned as the one who invented democracy. All well and good. He came and went and handed over to Olusegun Obasanjo. Olusegun Obasanjo was another turning point for Nigeria. If only they allowed him to do a third term. Obasanjo had the political apparatus, but Obasanjo did not have the military might to insist on a third term. Obasanjo needed at least 4 terms. But you see, he came in through an electoral process. As far as I'm concerned, for Africa, the worst form of government is democracy. The worst form of government is democracy. A government of the people, for the people, by the people. When people move. Waiting at one peak. Democracy is the illusion of choice. You know what choice is? Let me break this down to you. You have 2 hats. I tell you, choose one. You don't have choice. You have 2 hats. It's either you choose this, or you choose this, or you choose none. Those are your 3 choices. But if I say, if I bring 10 things and say choose one, now you have a choice, a better choice. Democracy gives you 4 people, one more useless than the other, and tell you to pick one inside. It's like Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and Donald Trump. And that's choice. Which one of them is useful? That's the choice. Then you had Joe Biden and Donald Trump. That's the choice. That's it right there. You have a choice. Wow. It's like picking between AIDS and gonorrhea. And depending, they give you HIV, they give you gonorrhea, they say pick one. You can't vote for gonorrhea. You can't say, yeah, I voted the right one. She gonorrhea lo yẹ kó máa le. They don't say 1 billion or HIV. They give you 2, one worse than the other. So you pick the better one out of 2 bad ones. You can't deflect, so you get choice. So the problem Obasanjo had was he could not have a 3rd term. In Nigeria, for you to be able to do anything, you need 15 to 20 years. Ask Peter Obi. Peter Obi is the clear example of if you don't have a succession plan, no matter how good you are, everything you do will be lost by the people coming after you. Unless you have 20 years to be able to put structure in place. And that's what Tinubu had in Lagos. Peter Obi did not have it. Since 2001, Tinubu has ruled Lagos. For me, is the best thing that could happen to Lagos. Because one person, stupid or wise, has the opportunity to either showcase his stupidity to the fullest or his wisdom to the fullest. There is nothing you can do in Nigeria because you are going to be dealing with Obukos. You are going to be dealing with people that think it is okay to stand by the side of the road, bring out your bola horn, and peace for the road. You live among people that think it is okay to drive on the wrong side of the road. Someone said Lagos is not the whole Nigeria. Someone said the flooded Lagos. Let's go to the flooded Lagos. My darling, why is Lagos flooded?
First, the drainage, they are blocked.
Why is the drainage blocked?
Like that.
Because of you.
The
We
whole
were sitting
official
at the
house were
edge
all
of the lagoon in Black Diamond Hotel in the highest floor, enjoying the view. And somebody came to dump refuse in the lagoon. And you are telling me flooded. Who flooded it? The government has done everything they could It's not pure drainage. There's no country in the world that debris blocks drainage like Nigeria. Now you also need to understand that poor town planning is what caused the bad drainage. Because Nigerians have gone to build a house where the drainage channels are supposed to pass. And you are blaming the government. Tinubu's government came into power. They started breaking people's houses. They are so wicked. They came to break my house, our father's house, the house that we bought in the year. And if you open your mouth, talk about flood, he get way in Gabriel will slap you, go there for 2 years, for 2 weeks. Your 2 years, for 2 weeks, not hear anything. How can you blame the government for the flood when people like you and I are pouring refuse in everywhere they can? Somebody said government sold the house now. Okay, government is coming to tell you that the people that sold the house not get sense. They are cracking down on them. Demolishing estates, one whole estate. Of course, Nigerians will always be Nigerians. One person from one estate, thieving girlfriend, will go demolish the whole estate, come saying sorry, do one by mistake. Meanwhile, he knows saying that because they're collecting babe. We know those things here. But you can't blame the government for, I don't tell you, say, waiting for repair Nigeria and Buhari dey agbon because I go beat somebody because he break my heart. You for not see and do under a dey agbon for teach you. That frog jump with that guy do, you go do am, you go learn. Hallelujah. Somebody say amen. Where I'm going today, you will enjoy me. Pop my money gun. In fact, I'm not going again. Pop my money gun. So I said, I blame the government that it frees. These people don't build without approval from certain government entities. So it is the president that approved it. Is it not when the president say, okay, why are we having these floods? And then they go and do investigation and they realize that houses are built all over the channels. You can't blame the corruption of an entire system on one person that just got there 4 years ago or 3 years ago. So look at the trajectory of Lagos. I came to Lagos in 1999. Sorry, in 2001. Tinubu had been governor for 2 years. And I watched Lagos rise into a mega city. It showed me. I'm a product of Tinubu's Lagos. I came 2 years after he came into power. 2 years. Hey, babe. Sorry. Oh, God. Sorry, my darling. I came 2 years when Tinubu came into power. So I watched Lagos grow in a way no state in Nigeria has grown. Only waiting till they talk Anambra. Oh, yes, Peter Obi did a fantastic job in Anambra. It ended the day he left. Your job is useless if you don't have a succession plan. And you cannot have a succession plan when you are stingy to your own people. Nobody built a government by saving money. I will not wear two shoes. I will wear two shoes. Is that what it takes to be? President Tinubu was seen the other day wearing a Patek. Papa, it's not by saving money that they used to, it's not by being stingy that they used to build a government to. Someone say Ojota was a dumping ground. What was Oshodi? Oshodi, where they as in, I watched Oshodi transform. It be like magic. Someone say close the seaport in Lagos and Lagos will be like Ogun, Ekiti. How developed are Ogun and Ekiti with the little they have? What Lagos has? Have you forgotten that Anambra has Onitsha? Why is Anambra the way it is? So let me now go to Yaradua, the president that died and finally died. Yaradua was a good pick, but there was very little life in him. Capital, DF, great topic, bro. I beg, use this, buy that grilled catfish where you like. Fantastic topic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Send me £10. Capital Commodities, thank you so much for that love. Yaradua was a good choice, but a bad choice at the same time because those who chose him knew that he could not live long. And no matter what his wife tried, they were soon out the door. And the joke started with Goodluck Jonathan. A great man, but clueless when it came to governance. He partied away. In my opinion, no, I'm allowed to have an opinion. He partied away. He danced and forgot his sorrows. And at that time, the dollar was strong. Not his doing. Romanians say, proster fee no rocks eye. I no go tell you within that one mean, me then no go lock my shirts. But you see, the problem in Nigeria started when Obasanjo could not run a second term. How does a poor man measure presidency? By the food that is available to him. Somebody sent to me the other day that a church opened a factory so that its members can have jobs. And I'm laughing. I'm like, what a moron. Why not so that his members can have shares? Why do you have to use my money to open a business so that I can still go there to work? People that bought Apple shares in the 80s, their children will never work till they buy. People that bought Starbucks and all those brands in the 80s, their families will not be hungry. For a poor man, a government that is good is when things are cheap. That is the measurement of a poor man. You ask, how is it? This government is good. We can buy, we can eat. It's called slave mentality. There was a house jigger and there was a field jigger. And the house jigger always felt himself privileged. Figure it out. So when somebody tells you that a government is working, it is because in the seafood, he's not seeing the big. I've told you the difference between poor people and rich people is poor people can never see the big picture. Poor people cannot see the big picture. What they see is here and now. They cannot see that this food they are eating is their starvation of tomorrow. Let's go biblical. Genesis 41. Joseph said something to Pharaoh. He said, you are going to have 7 good years, and how you manage your 7 good years is going to determine the 7 years that are coming next. And because Joseph managed the 7 good years, when the 7 poor years came, there was surplus. When I tell you that the Bible is an allegory, it's not for you to believe it's the history of the Israelites in Egypt. It's for you to learn a lesson from what they were teaching you. How does that apply to 2025? The 7 bad years you are seeing today are because the Josephs of the 7 good years did not know how to manage it. It's not this government's fault. It is the Yaraduas and the Jonathans, who saw the 7 years, the 7 fat cows, and the 7 fat years of wheat as their meal ticket and their inheritance, instead of seeing it as a loan from the generations to come. They mismanaged the fat cows. And when the thin cows, which we are inside now, have come, no matter how much food you give the thin cows, they will swallow the fat cows and nothing will be left. The Josephs, who refused to manage the fat cows, are good luck, Jonathan, Yaradua, and Buhari. What happened in the Bible after the fat cows? The thin cows came, but Joseph was prepared. But there was no preparation down. Joseph did not start preparation after the fat cows. He started during every year they set aside when there was plenty. Obasanjo was good. I told that after Obasanjo is where the mismanagement started from, in my opinion. I don't know if I'm connecting with you this afternoon. So you are looking at this government. I'm not saying this government, yeah, there's a better way to manage the thin cows. But the thin cows are upon us. And I'm sorry, I'm going to break your heart. But it's not this government that caused the thin cows. Just remember the Bible. You go there every day. You go there and listen to that idiot on a pulpit tell you BS of what they don't understand. Sit down and analyze. Just use that Egypt analogy. 7 fat cows. Obasanjo left Nigeria with 7 fat cows. Between Yaradua, Jonathan, and Buhari, they mismanaged the 7 fat cows. And now the 7 thin cows are upon us. And what are you expecting? Orago 500 naira. Olo tẹ ori calculator nbe. Ṣé olórí burúkú lóyìnbó tó ṣe ni? You say you buy wristwatch 500 naira. You say you press and press and press and you know see calculator. Ṣé the oyinbo wey do am? Ṣé they mad ni? What were you expecting? The thin cows wey we get now, they not even get pomo. Na kundi, na in they get. Tinko. So it is unfair for you to blame this government that is trying to pay back loans. Yes, they have their many faults, and yes, because they are also slaves to a political agenda, they will never do as much as they are supposed to do. But I guarantee you, if I score them 40, I would have scored P2B 1. Maybe Yaradua 30. I say Yaradua. What's his name? Atiku 30. God bless you, Yenike. Tinubu is not our problem. How? If Pharaoh had called Joseph and said, Joseph, what do I do? This is my dream. And Joseph said, let us eat those fat cows, because some problem is coming in the future. When it comes, we will deal with it. When we get to that bridge, we will cross it. Joseph crossed the bridge before they got to the water. He don't cross the bridge down. You are waiting to see the water before you build bridge. We had 7 years, count it, of good. And that brings me back to the conversation I was having. If you're watching on TikTok, nobody don't buy my money gun, and 90 people are watching. Somebody said Tinubu is our problem, believe it or not. When you have low IQ, you can't see beyond your nose. As your wife not get belen and Tinubu not help your Bola rise to Abi. Blame it on Tinubu. Person will collect your wife, now still Tinubu will collect and give. No problem. Tinubu is your problem. You are right. One person under Jonathan nearly stole a whole Bill Gates. And you are, as in, that's what, only one woman in London carry one cow out of the 7 cows. Only one person carry one cow go. In fact, that woman carried it 2 cows. You don't understand. How can I preach this to you so you can understand? Hey, Yahweh, are you not getting it? Somebody say Pio is not our president. It's unfair to say he will not. What's his track record? What did he do in Anambra that is still working today? Please, 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 please. What did he do in Anambra that is still working today? Somebody say I'm a Yoruba, I won't say otherwise. Okay. When I said Bukhari and Ide Agbon worked, I was also a Yoruba Abi. I said Obasanjo worked. I even gave credit to Yaradua, but the only problem is he was not strong enough to see to the end. Do you remember the story of the 7 fat cows and the 17 cows? Think about it. 7 fat cows, 17 cows. Our 7 fat cows. Only one woman under Jonathan regime carried 2 run. The whole country can remain 5 cows. For us to go through Yaradua's regime, Jonathan's 6 years, and Buhari's 8 years. The whole country had 5 cows. One person carried 2 run. And you have not sat down to, I've not seen anybody blame you. When people praise Jonathan, I wonder what they praise. Oh, because you could afford to eat. And now your cow, you don't chop your cow. Oh, tijenyo an issue. You don't chop your pounded yam as yam. Allo tijenyo an issue. You don't chop your pounded yam as yam. So what is that? What do you have left to pound? Oh, tijenyo an issue. You don't chop your pounded yam as yam. Nothing left to pound. When they praise Jonathan, I wonder what is it exactly? Somebody said that if I'm from Anambra, Pio really worked. You might say he didn't have a succession plan, but Pio doesn't believe in structure of criminality. My dear brother, I gave the example. You see, my problem with you people is, you know what? I need to maybe teach a kindergarten class so that I'll know how to be able to break things down to people so that they can understand. What did I say? I said the 2 people that could have fixed Nigeria, because they did not have a structure, they could not fix Nigeria. The lack of structure is what will not allow Peter Obi fix Nigeria. That's why he could not fix Anambra. No matter how great the job he did, it ended the day he left. In Nigeria, in the peculiarities of Nigeria, is either you come in with military might and then you don't need a political power, but they will still remove you. Or you come in with the backing of the political might and then you are indebted to them. You have to choose your devil. Look at somebody beside you and say, in Nigeria, there's no angel. You just have between devils to choose. Hey, baby, Jojo, Mabino. Nigeria needs Showore, but Showore does not have the structure. Showore is better than Obi 500 times, but it doesn't have the structure. It doesn't have the structure. Without that structure of criminality, nothing can. That's why what it will take you, what it will take you 3 years abroad to fix, in Nigeria you will need 20 years. Because Orisha tó bá máa gbẹ̀jẹ̀ onígbèpo. The idol will tell you, say, go bring blood, no go collect palm oil. So the future of Nigeria is a gradual sanitizing of the system. Is a gradual sanitizing of the system. It cannot be done in a hurry. It cannot be done at once. It cannot be done in a cumbersome way. It has to be done gradually. Small by small. You need wisdom. You need understanding. You need to be able to see the big picture. I'll give you an example of what the big picture is. I'll speak of Dan Foster. May his soul rest in peace. Dan Foster, when he was in Cool FM, one thing I believe is salary is one of the biggest mirages in this world. Tom Cruise, for Mission Impossible, he did not get salary. He said he wants points in the movie. That's how he became a billionaire. How much would what was the most they would have paid him? $30 million. He said no, doesn't want any salary. And if they agree, he gets a share in the profits of the movie. He will act for free. Let them just provide everything they are supposed to provide. No need for a salary. That's how Tom Cruise became a billionaire. You see, poor people always look at things like salary. And you might be wealthy but still have a poor mentality. I remember when I first got to Cool FM, I said the story yesterday. My monthly salary was 40,000 naira in 2006. But there were many things I used to do as a radio presenter. And my radio station allowed me. I could MC. I could get presenter's fee. I could do production. There was a time we used to charge 30K production. When I first started, we were charging 30K. There was a point where the radio station was charging 30K for production. Daddy Freeze was charging 150K. I was charging more than the radio station. But my salary was 40,000 naira a month. And those people who have access to the salary, who were earning more than me, were wondering what I was doing here because their brains are not open to consider that in certain fields, salary is not important or guy is not important. In radio, I don't want to be Oga. What I want is, let me talk on the radio. Those are I don't care about being Oga so that I can be bossing people around. It's of no value to me. So, something happened. When Inspiration FM opened, I'll tell you a history of radio. There was a guy, he's late now, may his soul rest in peace, Charles B. Charles B came and did audition in Cool FM. I auditioned him. He was okay, but he did not fit Cool FM format. He had the same American feel. They just didn't like him. So they didn't employ him. I auditioned him. Dan Foster was the biggest. Let me tell you, hype to read. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, Henry the Great is bringing to you the Nigerian Fiesta featuring Olamide, featuring Timaya, featuring Davido as our star guest. Don't think that you will read. The radio station was charging 30K. Dan Foster was charging 100K. Dan Foster will not do it. It is on the radio, they've paid him salary. Dan Foster's salary then was about 600,000 naira or 400,000, something small. Baba, in a day, Dan Foster, if you make 500K in one day, the way Dan Foster they make money that year, jeez. Baba, any hype you see on his, if not 4, just multiply by 50K, that's 200K one day. So Dan Foster was easily making his salary in a day. Easily. So Inspiration FM came and they came to poach him. They came to poach Dan Foster. Dan Foster was the biggest brand on radio then. Inspiration FM came with an offer that could not be refused. 1 million naira a month. 1 million naira a month then was about $8,000 a month. Dan Foster's salary was like $2,000 a month. But dude, you are making that $2,000 a day or every 2 days. So Dan Foster transitioned. He left Cool FM and went to Inspiration FM and got to Inspiration FM. And all those hypes ended. Nobody took the hypes to him anymore. And he was stuck. Someone who they live in life on like 3 million naira a month, all of a sudden has to deal with 1 million naira a month. What looked like an upgrade was at the end of the day played. And I told him then, I said, Dan, don't go. This radio station, this Cool FM, you own it. They were afraid, the bosses in Cool FM were afraid that if they lose Dan, the radio will crumble. At the end of the day, the radio no crumble. And when Dan now went to Inspiration FM, the Charles B that we rejected in Cool FM became the star of Inspiration FM. The Charles B that we rejected in Cool FM became the star in Inspiration FM. I learned many lessons from that. In life, you have to understand value more than money. I'll tell you a second story. I've told this story many times before. In 2004, a friend of mine, may he so rest in peace now, Edward Uba, I just heard he passed last year, came to meet me and he said he brought in Val, he brought in, no, Papas was the later addition, and some other guys, and said we wanted to run Case Place. So we went to attend the meeting in the owner of Case Place office, and we all agreed that we would run it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because may he so rest in peace to Akeem was sick. So they needed somebody to run it in the time being. And our negotiation was whatever we make at the gate, the owner of the club owned the drinks, but whatever we make at the gate, we will share 50-50. So before we share, before we take our own 50%, we have to pay bouncers and all those things. So we all agreed. That time my salary was 25K a month. So let me tell you how nice this thing was. So first weekend that we ran the event, we made about 150K. The owner of the restaurant took 50%, 75K. Inside the 75K, we had to spend like 20K paying bouncers. So we're left with like 50K. And there were 3 of us. So I took 15K. The other guy, the main guy, took 20K. The other guy too took 15K. So that's how we shared it. So the next weekend we did a little better. At the end of the day, I kept making 20K every weekend, every Friday, Saturday. So I was making like 60K a week. And it was good money then. It was a lot of stress. But remember, my monthly salary was 40K. So 60K a week was 240K a month. It was a lot of money back then. So after a while, Hakim now came back. When Hakim came back, they said no. Hakim now went to fight them. He said that it is his club, blah, 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 blah. He wants to come back. So they now said, okay, no problem. That they must admit us. They must accept us.
If I'm going to post nonsense.
Sorry. They said they must admit us. We must admit him back. I said this thing, and by then our sales were already dropping. Instead of 20K a week, I was now making like 16K, 13K a week. So I don't retire for the club, and then one of the guys that I was with was trying to bring in his boys, and they were planning who to exit me. So when they just said we will share with Akim, instead of me using my might to fight them, I just look and say, this for my mind, I look and say 13K. You won't cut down to 7.5. Please, 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 please. I don't even have time for this again. But you see, God taught me a lesson. The last 1 week, the last 1 month, I tendered my resignation. But you know, when you tender your resignation, you still have to work for 1 month. That was my biggest learning curve of my life. As I tendered my resignation, they brought my replacement. The first weekend, normally we make 200K, 250K, 300K. We brought Akim back. We made 1.5 million. We gave the owner of the club his own half, remaining 750K. By the time we paid bouncer, paid everything, we spent max 50K. Then we shared 700K. Me, my first salary was 200K. That time, 200K is what we will make at the club the whole night. We will make 200K and we'll be happy that we made money. Because that 200K will go home with like 20K. All of a sudden, only me. Modetilo resign, sha. They begged me, I said, I no agree. Hey. The second month, the second weekend, we made 2 million at the gate. We give owner of club 1 million. We pay bouncer. Everything then was like 50K. We remained 950. So it was like it was somebody got 40%, then everybody 100, yeah, 40, 30, 30. So I got 30% of 900K. Which was like, before I made like 150. Now I made like 180K. Then Akim now came. The last weekend as I was going, Akim now came and they wanted to do it like a carnival thing. He brought the idea. By that time, where they look at Akim anyhow, so by that time they look at like, bros. See, if you make this kind of money from club, hey, we made 5 million naira at the gate, my parting weekend. We carried 2.5, give owner of club. Now the deal. Sorry. Hey, I forgot one part. What we negotiated. Sorry, I missed this part out. Whatever we negotiate, after we pay the bouncers, Akim will first take half. Then we'll now share the rest. And here, that's the part I missed out because I knew the money was not that much. So when we first made 1 million, 1.5 million, 750K came to us. So we gave 50K to the gate. We're left with 700K. Inside that 700K, Akim took 350. We now were left to share 350. But inside that 350, if we share 30% of 350, it's over 100K. So only me was walking away with 100K, which is sometimes what we make at the whole club. So now imagine when we now made 5 million at the gate. 2.5 went to management. We removed 50K. Half went to Akim, 125K, 1.25. We're left with like 1.2 million to share. My share, 30% of 1.2 million, was 360,000 naira. I was driving home and I was crying. Why did I can't believe they were begging me to stay. And me do again because I was looking at, you say me will give Akim half of our money and we're earning 13,000. So I will give Akim 7.5. I beg, I not do again. I was driving home with 350,000 naira cash in my boot, crying that, how did I Maradona myself out of this deal? That's when I understood what the big picture was. And one of the things that will make you poor in this life and in the hereafter is your inability to understand the big picture. I end here. If you're watching on YouTube, super chat, super stickers, and super likes. Pop my money guns if you're watching on TikTok. And if you're watching on Instagram, please go to Facebook. Search for Daddy Freeze on Facebook. DADDYFREEZE. Click on today's video. Bottom left hand corner, you will see how to buy my stars. All of you that are watching, Chichi Obama, let me start to call your names one by one. Eniora, Oyetunde, Femi Aderoba, John. I'm calling all your names, whether you like me or not, whether you're happy with me or not. Go and buy my super chats, super stickers, super likes, and go and buy my stars. Now, if you are watching me on YouTube, where you type your comments, bottom right hand corner, you'll see a rectangle with a dollar sign in the middle. Click on it. That is how you buy my super chats, super stickers, and super likes. If you learned a lot today, you might not agree with me, but you know you learned a lot. If you learned a lot today, someone say, what is the conclusion or the solution of Nigeria? The big picture. Àbọ̀rọ̀ ló máa ń sọ fọ́mọlúwàbí tó bá dénú àdòdìdì. Coco Boy has bought 1,200 stars. Coco Boy, I owe you a lot, bro. Coco Boy has been consistent with me for years. Thank you so much, Coco Boy. I appreciate you. Today, I'm going to appreciate every single person that pops my money guns. Every single person that shows me love. Someone said there's no big picture with Tinubu. Neither was there with Obi. As a matter of fact, if you say there's no big picture with Tinubu, there's no passport picture with Obi. Just have that at the back of your mind. Ordinary passport picture in black and white, Obi cannot give you. So yes, if you say there's no big picture with Obi, with Tinubu, Femi Aderoba is an analyst. He understands this thing I'm saying. Black and white photocopy passport picture, Obi cannot give you. God bless you, Chichi Obama. Obi will have been another Jonathan. Jonathan still work compared to Obi. Obi will go there and buy one shoe and tell us of how he used one shoe. Candy Love say you still dey live video. No, I dey with your mama. Eh? That fungal infection we catch your mama for quick. The two of us they scratch am for am. Olori buruku. I still dey live video. Wetin make I do? Make I follow your papa chase lizard inside bush. Olori buruku lone Candy Love. You no go better for your papa, your mama, and every child where you go born. Ema shori buruku ni. Ema rare ku ni. Aye onida. Fungal infection yeast we catch your mama for quick. Now you go buy am. Obi will have performed. I like you people that have all these big ideas. Obi no fit enter, let alone perform. How you want to enter? Obi we go still go merge article. Just watch now. You have been here since you to Lori Buruku to your generation, Oloshi. I dey here. I dey teach people. Waiting your papa no know. Candy Love. What is the job of your father? Tell us what your father is doing. Don't be agbepo your papa be. Before you carry your leprosy hand or adete. Adete opolo. Come and type nonsense here. On mú ìyá ẹ̀ gùn lọ́sàn-án gan lálẹ́ avenue. Kò tiẹ̀ wọ́n tiẹ̀ jẹ́ kílẹ̀ ṣú. Wọ́n gùn ìyá ẹ̀ lálẹ́ avenue. Wọ́n nà ń kú mọ̀. Wọ́n máa nà ń kú mọ̀ tán. Wọ́n á fún 150. Wọ́n á tún ní kó mú change lọ. If they give your mama 100 naira, they fit go like 4 rounds. If they hear they talk nonsense, no go better for you. Say talk again, make I fracture you. Obi we the Labour Party, we will not know who get the party. But rapture danu. Àwọn ẹgbẹ́ ń pop money gun. We long Candy Love call. Tom Love. In fact, Buttermint Love. Tap my money gun. Somebody that has head has popped my money gun. I want to go and eat with my beautiful wife that God gave me. ST's Kitchen is always representing, you know. ST's Kitchen just popped my money gun. John, you say make I give you Tinubu scorecard. I don't get power. You know, say me now. I talk in parables. I learned that from Christ. Baba Dudu Love, God bless you. Long Candy call. Tabataba ni. Olori buruko shori bi tabataba amala. John, you know, say I don't get power to give you a scorecard. I know if you talk past as my own. When they ask Christ, they say, what do you think about this? He say, how you reason now? John, you, how you reason now? Somebody say Tinubu scorecard na 2/10, no problem. P2B, no fit get half over 10. Anyhow, we will narrate Tinubu. Just know say P2B no fit do am. He can't and he won't. It's not quarrel. Pop my money gun, I won't gather, and everybody down they go. Let me bring. Ifemi Aderogba is ready to come. Maki, what are you asking respectfully? I not see waiting they ask. Femi Aderogba, come. You are a political analyst. Come and go against John. You know the problem I have with Bongoli is if I bring Bongoli, make it go against John, Bongoli no go agree. Now the Bongoli is a problem. You have to let bygones be bygones. As they see John na my guy, na my tightest guy. No be say we agree, but na my guy. I dey work with him. That's my problem I have with you, Bongoli. Because right now I can imagine the monster of a conversation we will have if only Bongoli could go against John. If only Bongoli No, you see, John, I don't want you. I don't have the facts and the figures. I'm just giving you the picture of what it is. The people that have the facts and the figures are the Adirobas and the Bongolese. But Bongole go they form vex, no go one come. So that's the problem I have right there. I can bring you on for 10 minutes. Somebody say, but why am I talking like that? Bongole is not a coward, he just the vex.
David,
Yes.
David, make a wear shirt. Make a wear shirt.
Okay. But while you they talk, now 10 minutes we get to, and I'm timing.
Okay.
So Femi Aderoba is here. Of course, he cannot answer on behalf of Tinubu the way Bongole will answer.
Well, I think honestly, if I want to be sincere, all what you've said is just politics 101, politics 102, and politics 304. Only if people can listen. They think, the problem we are having in Nigerian politics is that we actually want to play moral politics. And more is not really suitable for Nigeria. And in fact, there is no country that is practicing democracy that is practicing moral politics. The only thing that is realistic is the ethical politics. You have to understand the modus operandi of politics, and you have to play it accordingly. I partially agree with you that if we are talking about 2027 election, only Peter Obi cannot contest and win. Because the sad reality of it is that if, let's assume Peter Obi contested a Northerner in the last election, then there is now a run for a Southerner versus Southerner in the next election. Peter Obi may have a chance. But this coming election, the Northerner knows that if Peter Obi actually contests Bola Tinubu and he becomes the president, chances are that Peter Obi will also want to contest for second term. And the Northerner will not want a replay of Jonathan problem. That is case one. Based on the Davido case you mentioned, and that's why I said moral politics is not the order of the day as far as the reality of today is concerned. I don't really see anything special and or a reason why people should really be criticizing Davido. If you are doing business, you must know that your character must align with who is actually at the top. If you really want your business to really thrive at a national level, if you don't having a business that does not really work at national level, yes, you can, start saying, oh, Tinubu is bad, blah, 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 of a thing. And at the end of the day, you argue against the current president. But if you really have a good business, if you have a business that you want it to really make sure. For instance, now, Dangote does not really support any political party. Anybody that becomes the president, Dangote is actually the friend of such individual. Even though he played the game in the background, he's still the friend of such individual. So anyone who is actually saying what Davido did is blah, 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 I'm very sure that person has not even built a business that contains two people, that he can manage two people, regardless of managing a whole brand of a thing. But if we have to be sincere with ourselves, Davido did not even only go for business. His uncle actually wants to decamp to APC, and they've been rejecting his uncle in APC, and he wants to go and use our lordship to really enter, so that our usual Bongoli can come up with his political grammar, and that is very sad and very bad. I will implore obedience. Femi, yeah, I have a question. Okay. You want to ask me a question? Oh, yeah? Yes.
John, put your camera on.
And my camera is on, no? No. There's a problem with Instagram that you freeze. Once you off his camera,
you can't come back.
My camera is on, no?
Okay, just be talking. Just be talking. We have 10 minutes because I never chop.
Okay. So, Femi, my question is, Cubana chief priests, Cubana chief priests, Let me ask you a question. If he was a genuine businessman, he wouldn't kneel for anybody. Should I'll give you an example. Dangote cannot go to meet Tinubu and kneel down. Cosmos Maduka cannot go to meet Tinubu and kneel down. Or Tedola cannot go and meet Tinubu and kneel down. Okay. Should I when you try to be over familiar with someone, it tells me one thing, that you're seeking an unmerited favor. A genuine businessman will not seek unmerited favor. So let's forget about Davido. Those are, tell me now. Okay, Cubana Chief Priest met Tinubu, very very fine. He met Shetima, very fine. Okay, did he in any way discuss with them what addresses either the Nigerian people or even the tribe he represents, the Igbo tribe? There is terrorism in the southeast, especially in his community. Did he ask him, Oga President, now I don't see you. How far for our side now? Why we not deploy 82 div? Enter our side. Let them sort this thing out once and for all. You only spoke about the fucking pocket.
Hey, code, word. Calm down.
He only spoke about his pocket. He only spoke about his pocket, which is the only thing they're interested in. And I'm employing Nigerians, all of you following all these political businessmen. They don't care about you. They only care about their pockets. John, they only care about their pockets. John, let me answer you. Based on what you said, let's put this thing into perspective and into logic. Number one, let's first talk about the age, the demographics and the age factor. When you check the demographics, Cubana Chief Priest, I know it should be 45. Even that's only if he's even in his 40s. People when they say Tinubu is old enough to be his father, that's when they slap your papa for head, they kneel down for president. Wait. I mean, they don't kneel down for your papa. Wait. Cubana Chief Priest.
Somebody said, okay, John, let me ask you a question. You said he's about his pocket.
Yes,
at what point did Chief Priest tell you he's an activist?
No, it's not about being an activist. It's not, Daddy Freeze. No. Daddy Freeze, it's not about being an activist. Nobody wants him to be an activist. He's too fat to be an activist. John, you are just wants him to be an activist. He can't even walk 1 mile. John, the only thing you are doing is you are only playing moral. I'm asking you because nobody asked him to be an activist. Oh yeah, let me answer. But Daddy Freeze, I am a
No, because you said, hold on, sorry, John. Let me take this to you. Let me take you to this. You said that he did not go there and speak on behalf of Nigerian youth. Person will be businessman. Waiting concern with youth.
Okay, so that means
if Sheon Kuti went there and Sheon Kuti did not talk about the youth, then you can be angry.
Daddy Freeze. That means we agree to the fact that the only reason why he went there is for his pocket. So why are we discussing it at all? But that's not bad. He's a greedy man. Listen, no, greedy.
Why is he greedy?
Daddy Freeze, the only sin on earth is greed. John.
No, but hold on. He went there to sell his market.
The only sin on earth is greed. He's a greedy man. John, wait. Look at it. Let me answer you in summary so that that Freeze can answer you. Number one, let's assume Obi Cubana Chief Priest even go there or went there for his own personal interest whatsoever. I have not seen him going to any rally and saying Operation Food Must End whatsoever. Every public gathering I have seen him has been a business gathering or a social gathering.
That's when one selling drink.
Yeah. Okay. So if you guys are saying that based on his business, he went to meet him to enrich himself and his family, it's fine. Then why are we discussing it?
Because we saw the rise of Cubana Chief Priest from a small boy in Owerri to somebody who is dining and whining with presidents. I think it is commendable.
That small boy in Owerri wouldn't have ever been a big man if it wasn't because of Imo people's money. Let's not even go there. Let's not even go there. Let's not even go there. Let's not even go there at the fees. So you guys should stop this small boy in Owerri from Malaysia. Start selling small boy from Malaysia.
Okay. Let's calm down. Let's calm down.
I'm not the kind of person that comes and glorify people who no, I don't do that. My own argument. My second argument, which is, please, I have been begging you under the face. Daddy Freeze, can you give me this administration scorecard? Are you saying that people who built 600 kilometers of road with times 4 the amount used in building Cairo to Cape Town. And in 2 years, they have built only 30 kilometers of that. That means to build 600 kilometers will take them 10 years to build. Okay. And you're telling me they have a scorecard. This administration is a colossal failure. John, the truth is, I remember when I was in a particular class and my professor was saying something. He said it is evil for you to sit down as somebody that is assessing the government and you say somebody has not done anything. Honestly, what has he done? It is evil. No, that's just the sincere truth. You cannot so far. Can you give me 10 people you know that got the students loan and I'll add 100,000 to each of their loans? Wait now. 10 people that you know. 10 people you know. I want to talk as an opposition and I also want to talk as an analyst at the same time. So I want to double it. Number one, there is no way Tinubu would have been there for 2 years and he wouldn't have done anything meaningful. If we have to be honest with ourselves, one of those things that is the fundamental issue in the see that the face is we no longer show as well.
No, I just turned the camera around because I want to take something.
Okay. So one of the issues that is a fundamental problem in Nigeria, if we are going to be sincere with ourselves, is the exchange rate issue. That is just the reality. For him to have actually unified the exchange rate, I think that is monumental.
God bless you.
That is actually the removal of subsidy, considering that we are always on budget deficit year in, year out. That is also monumental. The only problem I think I have with him is the ways democracy is being structured under his government. Number two, where I think I also have issue with him is the way they have not upgraded INEC to really run what we can call an electronic electoral system. And that is also subjected to everyone's argument and everyone's perception of things. But I will sit down because I'm in opposition and say for the past 2 years, Bola Tinubu has done virtually nothing. I think you have not told me anything he has done. I've told you that he unified what? Policy. That he unified what? That he unified the exchange rate. What exchange rate was unified? Yes, unified the exchange rate. Bro, I bought before I left Nigeria, I bought dollar for I sold dollar for 1,600. Today they're selling for 1,680. I'm not telling you. So what units are you talking about, bro? Let me tell you. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Do you know what the average salary in other African countries are? What is the average salary in your country? They're talking about unifying the exchange rate. Wait, please. I give you the floor to speak, please. Let me just speak a little bit. You're talking about unifying the exchange rate. Femi, please. Since Tinubu became president, what other production has been added to what Nigeria produces? We've been hearing of a refinery that is refining. To date, Port Harcourt refinery does nothing. Monies have been spent. EFCC have not made any arrests. Nobody has gone to jail. And you're looking me in the face. John, you're looking me in the face and you're telling me that there's a scorecard. John, let me tell you, number one, based on the exchange rate, if you have you say you left Nigeria at 1,006 and it's now 1,607. But before, the way Naira they jump per dollar. I left Nigeria 4 days ago. Okay, now I think that within plus or minus range is supposed to be. Before, the exchange rate in the black market will be leading by 200 naira, 300 naira. Femi. See, John, wait. One thing here. John, what I'm saying here, get me right. I am not saying that Tinubu has done everything. Tinubu is a colossal failure when it comes to public governance. But when we want to gauge his failure, giving Tinubu is 0 over 100. No, I'm not giving him 0 over 100. I'm giving him minus 10 over 100. He took Nigeria backwards. I'm not. Let me ask you a question. If you are traveling from Yaba to Benin, you enter the bus, instead of the bus to start moving towards Bega, you start moving towards Badagry. Are you not going backwards? You've lost time. John, wait. You've lost time. Tinubu's administration has not done Nigeria any good. I have asked people, all those that are talking about his scorecard, tell me one smart goal that is measurable, that we know that we can use and say, this is what this man did. Let's shift from that place. Let's go to Tinubu Article Obi. The Davido has now offered us a very good.
Hey, music. Sorry. Don't be angry. I'm ending now. 5 more minutes. I'm done.
Okay. Davido gave us a good advice now. And this advice, Davido said, okay, let's assume we said Tinubu is not actually our president or is not really good enough. He said the reality is that Peter Obi have to deputize somebody. And he even said the reality is that Atiku seems to be the major competitor right now. Which I think we need to sell his properties in Dubai and invest in the Nigerian economy if he wants to be president. You cannot have all those properties in Dubai. You cannot have taxpayers' money in Dubai and tell me that you want to be president of Nigeria.
You see, John, hold on.
Just stop.
We are talking. You are talking about the ideal.
The day Peter will be deputies Atiku again, I will stop to support him, even for local government chairman.
John, you see, the problem is you are looking at an ideal situation, not a real situation. What you are saying is making sense, John. What you are saying is making sense in an ideal situation, but Nigeria is not ideal. Peter Obi cannot win election in Nigeria.
Daddy Freeze. Peter Obi cannot win election in Nigeria with the recent parameters on ground. John, but the fact that I see this administration now is trying so hard to sponsor against Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso. For social media influencers to speak against a man that is working so hard to get his people to the promised land means that they are scared. They should keep being scared. In their life, they should not do what they should do to gain the confidence of the Nigerian people. And the only thing they can do to gain the confidence of the Nigerian people is to walk. John, stop playing moral. Wake up and walk. John, whether they like it or not, they should wake up and walk. These are three arms of government: Tinubu, Ababio, and Wike. Not walk. John, let me tell you, based on this thing, see, as far as the foreign Nigeria is concerned, why PDP is in shambles right now, or really are scattered right now, is because of the moral politics you are talking about. There is nothing like moral politics in these 21st century policies. The only thing we have is ethical politics. What is obtainable and what can yield result? The only thing that can yield result, whether you like it or not, is Atiku, Obi coming together to really face Bola Tinubu. That is just the reality, and that is just the ethical politics. And I have said it, and I have said this, and I'll even write to Peter Obi and tell him that the day he deputies Atiku, I will not even support him as local government chairman. You know, Sheilo said one thing this morning. He said it is their joy. Sheilo, is that the name of an animal place or thing? Okay, Sheilo is the name of a political entity and a comedian. Now, he said something this morning which I really find useful. He said, whether you like it or not, Tinubu people, they will keep and to go and contest because it is their joy. And that Davido has also said it, that a vote for Tinubu, a vote for Peter Obi is a vote in support of Tinubu. Okay, we all know that. We all know that Peter Obi won the last election. Let's start this thing from the beginning. We all know that Peter Obi won the last election.
John, you be my guy, but this thing where you no Yanam again. No Yanam again.
You can laugh from now till thy kingdom come.
How did he win it? Oh yes, you are right. He won it on Twitter. He won it on Twitter.
I will answer you. I will answer you how you won it. If he did not win it, why is your Tinubu so loyal to Wike, a minister? If it wasn't because no, sorry. Let me tell you what brings loyalty. You are loyal to someone who knows your debts. That's how people become loyal to people. And that's how politicians become loyal to politicians. Let me land. If Tinubu knows that he won't reverse it, that something did not happen in Rivers State, I dare him to fire Wike. I dare him to fire Wike tomorrow. Tinubu will never fire Wike. He has no balls to fire Wike. I dare him to fire Wike tomorrow.
You see, waiting Tinubu and Wike cook chop, nobody go ever know. But it has nothing to do with Peter Obi.
election.
It has everything to do with the last election, but not Peter Obi.
Everything to do with the last election.
Peter Obi was not a contender.
I am daring Tinubu openly to fire Wike and see what happens. I'm daring Tinubu openly to fire Wike and see what happens.
No, what I'm not no one that desire political post in Nigeria will ever practice that moral policies you're talking about. If you are practicing moral politics, you are cake and you are even outdated.
So I'm not practicing moral politics.
No.
I'm practicing the politics that will lead the Nigerian people out of this political quagmire they are in. I'm practicing the politics. I'm practicing the politics that will make Nigerians understand that you're building roads. You're building roads. You see, building roads is not be everybody will build road work. Some people build road because they want to make more money.
John, have you been in government before? Let me ask you one simple question. Have you been in government before?
I'm not a thief.
Oh, see,
I'm not a thief.
Okay, governance.
What am I doing in government?
Okay, governance is localized. The demand of the local people determine the performance of people. Like now, if you come to that first page now, if you want to his performance, you will not measure that performance by how many times he has gone to the street to be carrying placard. You rather measure that the first performance by how many times he has actually been holding true to his point as far as now, if you now mistake that the freeze and say, you call that the freeze an influencer, that the freeze will know they go straight, they campaign, definitely you are mistaking your assessment for another thing. In the politics of Nigeria, there are three major indicators that you must see from a local politician to say is working. The first thing you must see is where the roads are not tarred.
If then you don't, bros, that means you know nothing about politics. You know nothing about politics. Let me address that. Let me address that road tie that you just spoke about. Let me address it. I become governor of Anambra State, and I want to steal 50 billion. The easiest way for me to steal 50 billion is I want a contract of a road that should take 20 billion to build for 70 billion. I have stolen 60, 70, 50 billion already. I'm giving, wait, let me land now. Please don't be angry, please, don't vex. Yeah. So, when someone is building roads, doesn't mean he's working. Most times, when people are building roads, in Nigeria, it is mostly because they want to steal money. That is the best and easiest way to steal money in Nigeria.
So that you can get it right. See, you are talking about utilitarianism, and you're also talking about ethical politics. The ethical politics say that when you are in government, you must find a way to make money. That's ethical politics.
You must find a way to make money.
Make money, yeah.
From taxpayers' money? Is that what you mean?
Wait, then the utilitarianism.
Nigeria still a politician, so from taxpayers' money.
Wait, the utility of that says that by you making money out of politics, you must do something that people must derive value from. So now when we now go to public governance, they now say that it is local. When you want to do something that people benefit from or create utility from, it has to be something that can be contextualized and be localized.
Yes.
In the typical Nigeria, not the one with that the freeze don't get typical Nigeria. That the freeze they abroaderian Nigeria. Don't use that the freeze area to quantify Nigeria. In the typical Nigeria, like Ibadan, what's the name of this Ibadan? Let me just forget that area. See, like Iwo Road Ibadan. Let me just use that as an example. If a road been untarred for the past 10 years, then somebody now go there.
I will advise you to tell Tinubu and Atiku to go and meet Alex Oti and see what governance is.
Now, what Alex Oti doing?
Go and meet Alex Oti and see what governance is.
All right, guys. Lovely hosting you. I'm ending in 1 minute. I'm ending in exactly 1 minute. So put your thoughts together. 30 seconds to you, Femi. Then after that, John.
Now,
please make una no vex.
OT is still a localized concept. Alex Oti is creating transformer or electricity, yet is not increasing minimum wage. To people in Oshun, in Ibadan, they will see minimum wage as something relevant that the transformer or whatsoever is doing. So my take is that any politician who wants to survive in Nigeria, you must learn to be an utilitarian, you must learn to play ethical politics, and you must avoid moral politics. Moral politics will make you more emotional than imagined, and it will never take you anywhere. John, conclude.
So, like what I was saying is that if Tinubu wants to see what governance is, he should go to Abia State and see what governance is. When a governor will award road contracts and put the figures and the national and the state on a daily, very popular in that locality, so that people will see how much that contract was awarded for. Transparency is all we demand from a government, not building me roads. I don't care if you build me roads or not. Transparency is what I demand from a government. I want a government whom will spend. I can't believe that they are building a coastal road for that amount.
When are you holding political class? Please, I would love to go and borrow money from Lapo to enroll John in your class. It means really your political class.
My dear, you don't need to borrow money to enroll me in any class because you are a politician, a hungry politician, and I'm not. There are two different things. I believe fool, they do politics. I'm not still hunger, not going to catch me and my generation. You they talk from your stomach. They are two different things. So forget about political class or no political class. I'm telling you that transparency is all you need in a government. Transparency. It's not about building roads. It's not about building roads. If you build a road that is worth 1 billion for 50 billion, you have not done your people anything. You have stolen from them.
John,
you have stolen from them.
I'm ending the live. John, we are ending here. Hey, you, Belinda, say one thing for 1 minute and end the live.
Okay, so I would say that to be a leader, you don't need to be a saint. Leadership qualities are much more than being a saint. If you want to be a saint, go to the seminary.
Hey, Belinda.
Hey. A country and the nation, especially one like Nigeria, it requires more than your saintship. It requires your intellect. It requires your resilience. It requires your doggedness. And more than anything.
So, Auntie Belinda, are you saying that for you to be a leader, you should steal taxpayers' money?
I am saying that for you to be a leader, you don't need to be a saint.
But are you saying you should steal taxpayers' money?
Of course, you should not steal taxpayers' money.
So what are we saying in essence? What are we saying in essence? What are we saying? Transparency in government. Transparency in government is the only thing that makes a good leader.
It's transparency.
They say John don't see fine girl now. You no go talk.
Transparency in government is the only thing that makes a good leader. Don't Soludo is bidding roads in Anambra State. I don't still like him because I want to see the figures. How much were those contracts awarded for? How much were those contracts awarded for? I'm not dumb. I'm not the normal Nigerian. I am too cerebral to know that this is how much it takes to build 1 kilometer of road.
You see, John, let me say something. John, John, let me tell you something. John, John, hold on.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. You get home one day, your wife is not expecting you, and you get home and you find out that you just see documents on the table. Your wife done they buy land, they build house, and you don't know about them. You are in every position to divorce her. That's the ideal thing to do. But you know, sometimes, I'm just giving you this as an example, but sometimes you need wisdom. I'm not saying you don't have wisdom. I'm saying when it comes to politics, I gave you 2 examples of how to get into power in Nigeria. The Buhari Idiagbon regime, a great regime, the best regime Nigeria never had. What messed them up is because they did not have the political backing. They came in, they did well for the short time they were in, but they were removed. Now, for you, a political backbone, that structure that the said Peter Obi does not have, it is a shrine. Hold on, let me finish it. I'm not saying much. It is a shrine. Orisha, to bere eje kò ní gbépo. A shrine that asks for BLOOD, if you give am palm oil, you no go take. It is a blood-thirsty shrine. But that is what it takes you to be in power in Nigeria of today.
That is freeze. That is freeze.
And if you are not ready to play ball, whether you come in as a military dictator or as a political elect, you will go nowhere.
That is freeze. That is freeze. Let me tell you something. The greatest cowards on earth are Nigerians.
It's not about cowardice.
Let me land now. Let me land. The greatest cowards on earth are Nigerians. If you come in and you want to do the right thing and you set the right precedent, Nigerians will follow suit. Let's stop all this nonsense that we say that Nigeria is blood.
Somebody said he has no structure, but he wants to live in the state. Okay, the Lagos state that he wants. What did he do for Peter Obi?
That the freeze. He has no structure. He has no structure. But he won. He shocked the election.
Okay, he shocked the election. As he finished shocking the election, what has he done with it?
That the freeze. We know what played out in the last election.
Femi, okay, listen to me. Listen to me.
We don't know what played out in the last election.
Whatever played out in the election.
Even Femi that is speaking. Even Femi that is speaking.
You see, whatever played.
Even Femi that is speaking.
Hold on. Whatever played out in the election, let me tell you, that is the reality of Nigeria.
Yes,
and that reality, somebody called earlier on before you joined, they said everywhere is flooded in Lagos. That's not Tinubu's fault. That's not the government's fault.
Whose fault is it?
When everybody is dumping refuse in the gutter, what do you expect?
I don't understand. If you had set up a committee that was stopping from dumping refuse.
Oh, there are many committees.
Do you think
I was speaking to Wahab. I was chatting to Wahab the other day. What's his name? The environmental, the commissioner.
Daddy Freeze. How many incinerators are there in Lagos State?
Enough.
Where?
Enough.
How many?
Okay, Belinda wants to ask this question and we end here. Belinda, ask your question.
How many waste bins have they placed in strategic locations in Lagos State for people to dump those refuse?
Okay, John, sorry, right?
I'm asking, just tell me.
Please, I think John needs to attend your class, Belinda. Please,
okay, let me just ask, and I'm being very sincere.
And I think you need to make money to stop talking from your stomach.
I think this is a very sincere question and a conversation that we need to start having. With all sincerity, John, if you were made president of Nigeria today, what would you do differently?
I don't even get it.
Okay.
John, answer. I love this question.
I might get there when I tie you and dump you into a river. So you take so let me Belinda, first and foremost, to govern a country like Nigeria, and if you really want to do well, you need to make sure that the process that brings you in is a seamless process, so that you won't owe anybody any favor. Now, Foster, after that, Nigeria can never work if we don't address one.
Do you agree that
I'm getting somewhere.
You can only change the process of an election after you have been president, not before.
Ask me a question so that I can answer. I think I will answer.
Let me let John finish, please.
What did he say? He said,
I was saying that the process of having a seamless election depends on the government in power at the time. So he can only change that process now that he is.
Why does it depend on the government in power?
Because if I'm not president yet, what power do I have to coordinate?
No, that's the problem. You guys don't understand what you practice.
Okay.
When we have a national assembly,
make una pop my money gone. No, na work I dey here for the last 2 hours.
Why should it be the powers of the executive? We have a national assembly.
No,
the executive does not make laws. The executive does not make laws.
I'm saying that with respect to the current president. You do not expect that the current president would have coordinated the elections, the previous elections, because he wasn't president then. So that's not the problem.
No, but I did not say that is what he did wrong. You asked me if I become president.
All right, guys, I have to end here. I haven't eaten.
You asked me if I become president, what would I do differently? And I'm telling you what I'll do differently.
Okay.
John, it has nothing to do with your president or whoever it is. So, first and foremost, you have to correct the process that elects people into power. Because if you don't correct that process, you will have lunatics in your National Assembly. that will only think like Femi, that think about their pockets, and Kubana chief priests that think about their pockets.
Okay, let me respond. 1 minute.
I've not finished.
Somebody wants to pay me to stay longer. If you give me 1 million naira, I go stay. Make I transfer 300,000 inside to taste buds. Taste buds. If I send you 300,000 now, you go stay. You go let me stay. She don't nod head. Say okay. 1 million naira. I will stay longer. I'll do 1 more hour. 1 million naira. I'll do 1 more hour. Let's.
Secondly, I'm not finished, sir. Secondly, I will call my service chiefs, who are my direct reports, and read out the Riot Act to them. I'll give them smart goals, measurable goals, time-bound goals. If you don't meet those goals, you are out of that door. The president has the powers to hire and fire his service chiefs. So when you tell me that Boko Haram is annexing some part of Borno State and the chief of army staff is still seated in Abuja and have not moved his command center to that local government, it piques my imagination. It tells me that you don't have the will, you don't have the body language to want to walk. There is no way a group of people will annex a part of America and their chief of defense staff will still be in Washington, D.C. Now, why I started with security is the only thing that can help Nigeria start attracting direct foreign investment is security. The reason why people are not coming to Nigeria is because they are not safe in Nigeria.
Now, 1 million naira will make me wait.
Everybody sees Nigeria from that Bruno perspective. Everybody sees Nigeria from that Bruno perspective. So how do you want an investor to bring in his money into a place where he cannot go out and buy groceries from the supermarket without 7 mobile policemen holding AK-47s guarding him? If you don't want to tackle security, get the hell out of Aso Rock for us. Because you don't have the body like you. Let me ask you a question. Recently, I heard that they are bringing in armored tanks that will be going before and behind the trains in the Abuja Kaduna trains to make sure that there's no attack again. The monies you spent in buying those trains, armored trains that will stay in front and in the back, would have bought you drones that you send into that forest and tackle this thing. Like seriously, and you guys are here defending this madness of the politics.
John, we're not defending it. At least I'm not defending it. I'm just questioning you to know where we're coming from. I'm just saying.
Security is the number one problem Nigeria has. Absolutely. I stay in Congo. Today we drove 4 hours in Congo. In the People's Republic of Congo. And we drove into a thick forest. Nobody stopped us. Villagers were waving at us. You cannot try that in the southeast or in the Niger Delta or in the northeast or in the northwest. You wouldn't. Who told you? So tell me how you want investors to now come into such a country. The only foreigners that come into Nigeria are the Chinese. And those Chinese, we know where they end up.
Nuruddin don't send me 1,000 naira. So make I stay. Nuruddin, thank you very much for helping me. Remember that it's time for me to go now. I say make una bring 1M. Person can send 1,000 naira. I'm happy. So I can when I go now, I will not feel bad that I gave you a chance to buy me over. You know me, I'm a politician. And like John called Femi hungry. Me, I know they argue my own. Me, I dey hungry. Hunger, they wire me. Both political hunger and the food where I won't go chop with my wife. So,
John, that food where you won't go chop with your wife, that's some people's salary.
Oh, John, you don't start.
That's some people's salary. Now, minimum wage, you won't go chop with your wife.
Anyway,
Don't say Nigeria good.
for those people that still have a chance, while we're rounding off, 100-131-7326 Zenith Bank, 1 million naira. 100-131-7326. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to gather the money. Now, let me end here by saying this. Thank you guys so much, John, Femi, and Belinda. We had an argument or a debate that nobody agreed with the other party, but this was done so decently. I might not agree with you, John, but I appreciate the fact that at least on my platform, John, let me finish. At least on my platform, you come respectfully. You make your points known. Henry the Great was supporting you. Some people will not support, some people will support you. That's life. No, I don't. Now, if I see 1 million, I go stay, because where I want carry taste buds go. Now 300K, I want go spend it. So if I give her the cash 300K, I don't come out.
John, apart from doubting, what's now your usefulness?
Tiozara sent 10K. Thank you very much. We manage it. But we end the live. I appreciate you all. Thank you guys so much. It was a lovely topic, and we were on this for at least almost 3 hours. Almost 3 hours. So thank you guys so much. Make I go chop. God bless you. John, Belinda, thank you for coming, looking beautiful and sounding beautiful. Femi, thank you for coming on a short note. 2027. Obi 2027.
Obi cannot win. But I know John is Obi.
Even Belinda will be Igbo girl. No, see Obi no fit win.
It is not about being Igbo. I have told you that the day Obi deputizes Atiku,
I will call you on that day and I will remind you.
I will stop supporting him. I won't even support him for local government chairman. Because Atiku has no credibility to rule this country.
That's why you've never been chairman of your local government. You yourself, we they talk. That's why you.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for the lovely time. Thank you for the lovely time.
Local government chairman in 1 week.
Somebody say DF, make I check my account. Pop my money gone while I'm checking the account.
In 4 or 3 days. What am I going to do?
Oh yes, another 1,000 naira is coming.
I'm not jobless like you.
John, if I should be the president of Nigeria, let me
I'm not jobless like you, Femi. Wait, what am I doing with local government chairman? If I want to know, Femi, in 2019 I ran for House of Reps.
Oh, but you lose now. At the time I was
Femi, I don't clear you before. I don't clear you before.
Let me talk.
The fact that I ran for House of Reps told you that I was cleared by INEC.
Okay, reality. John, you are giving me today. Let me. John, let me talk. Now, the first thing
listening to you.
You said I'm jobless. Well, that's true. I'm jobless. I do not have a job. And, I will not mind if you can send 500,000. At least that's a business. I will not.
No. Call article.
Okay, but I'm thinking by destination. I know you're older than me. That's almost. By the time your age, I will not be a failure like.
How am I older than you? Let's go for carbon dating. Let's go for carbon dating test. Oh, it is an Instagram age. Let's go for carbon dating test. If you know what it is, then we'll know who's older.
Now, if I had to be in president, there is something we always review. That's the 5P of policy. The 3 major things that are very vital there, they are power broker, they are the people, which are commoners like John, and the political process itself. You see, these 3 things, if you really want to be a successful politician, and the party, I think, let me add the 4. If you want to be a successful politician in Nigeria, you must know how to feed up people with the food they know how to eat. So meaning that if I am the president of Nigeria, I will understand the need of people. I am going to answer their own demand. Then the power brokers, those who made me the president, whatsoever they expect, I have to make their own. I listen to them.
Femi, let me go. God bless you. Thank you so much. Sorry for interrupting you, but hunger they wire me. Billing baby.
No problem.
Belinda, Belinda. Oh, Belinda. John, John, oh, John, oh. Good night, everybody. See you guys at 2 a.m.